Hello guys and welcome back to another video of me, BigBoiUniversity. I was scrolling through YouTube and I saw some shit that caught my eye. And here it is. The Spanish language is cancelled. In quotes. Transphobic. I don't know what the fuck any of that means. I, as a Mexican, obviously speak Spanish. I don't know if that means I'm transphobic now. I don't fucking know what that means. But we're gonna watch it because fuck.
So a lot of people don't know this about me, but I'm actually part Puerto Rican, which is fair. You know, they see me, they probably think generic white boy with like 90 to 100% European background. But I am 1/4 Puerto Rican, and I actually speak Spanish sometimes with my family members. Well, I don't really speak it, I more like comprehend it. So if my mom were to say something to me in Spanish, I just kind of get what she's saying, you know.
That's facts. Mine's kind of a bit more like interactive. I know how to speak Spanish perfectly fine. Yo sé cómo hablar español perfectamente bien y sé todo lo que él dice. So I know exactly what everyone's saying. So no one can talk shit about me. And I talk Spanish with my parents all the time. I only speak Spanish with my parents. Yeah.
No, she'll like
I don't know what that added to
like,
that.
¿Qué haces, mijo? So yeah, I'm not even fully fluent. To be honest, I just pick up fragments of conversations when I hear them in public, and I can kind of respond to the general phrases that my mom uses when trying to communicate with me. But today I learned that doing so makes me transphobic, because speaking the Spanish language is apparently transphobic.
I think I kind of see where they're going with this. All right, I'm gonna take a quick guess. It's because in Spanish, every object has a masculine and feminine tone. So, like, this chair is silla, or you can say it in a masculine tone. You can say asiento, so something like that. So silla is feminine and asiento is masculine. So basically, if it ends with an A, it's feminine. If it ends with an O, it's masculine. I don't really know what that adds to the language. I don't know why it's even a thing, but it's a thing, and they teach you it. So you got to know it. Otherwise, you're gonna be calling shit like this a sillo and an asienta, and that shit is backwards.
I am not making this up. So this news publication called the San Francisco Chronicle just released this op-ed about how Spanish speakers need to adopt this new form of their language that includes gender-neutral language.
What?
Now, I wanted to read this article just so...
How would we do that? That sounds stupid as fuck. It's not even the fact that it's like transphobic or something, but like, how would you do that? I don't understand. That would also involve changing every single word in the dictionary that ends with a masculine and feminine tone, which is like 98% of them.
So we could discuss its stupidity, but they paywalled it. You have to subscribe to their publication to read it, so I'm not gonna do that. And even if I did, I don't think I'd be allowed to read it on YouTube for copyright reasons. So the next best thing would be to read an article complaining about that article, which is what I've got here. So it says, "Do you speak Spanish? You are now transphobic." Now,
What? No way. Search the game CTF, no one online. I will after this video. Since no one was in here at the time, what's it called? I just decided to record while streaming, so I'm not recording myself reacting to this video because apparently Spanish is transphobic. So I guess we'll see why.
I want to just say that before reading this, I saw an article like this coming a mile away. There's been this push going for around 2 years now by these activist losers to try to make the Spanish language more quote-unquote gender neutral by pressuring native speakers to modify their dialects by including words such as Latinx and Latine in replace of course, Latino and Latina. So,
alright, so, I was actually gonna say they wanted to give me a Latin X shirt at work, and I rejected it, and I think I was the only one to reject it, and I'm the only I'm like one of the 3 Latinos there, so they were asking why. I was like, dude, I'm not a Latinx, I'm Latin, I'm a Latino, and it's just like I don't know, like sure you can like change Latinx to make it like a appeal to someone that's transgender, but that's like one of the few words that they're going for right now. You got to change every fucking word if you want to do that.
So considering that there's already been this push, it was only a matter of time until somebody said, yeah, we're just gonna call the people that haven't made the switch to include words like Latinx, we're just gonna call them transphobic. Anyways, before we get into this article, if you could take the 5 seconds that it would take to leave a like on this video and subscribe if you're not yet subscribed. Let's go for 5,000 likes on this video and subscribe because I will be doing my face reveal at 400k subscribers. Let's get into it. The absurdity of gender ideology leads to incredible...
Alright, I'll read it here. The absurdity of gender ideology leads to incredible claims from pockets of establishment media. Now, according to no one left-wing professor, the entire Spanish-speaking world is to be condemned as transphobic. Well, there you go, boys. I'm transphobic as fuck. Why? Because I speak Spanish. That's literally it.
Incredible claims from pockets of establishment media. Now, according to one left-wing professor, the entire Spanish-speaking world is to be condemned as transphobic. Writing for the San Francisco Chronicle, Sebastian Ferrarda declared that the refusal by Latinos to use the activist creations Latinx or Latine in order to degender the word is transphobic. Okay, so starting thoughts, I want to say that it's actually quite ironic that this guy is writing for the San Francisco Chronicle about something that he thinks is a big issue. Meanwhile, the actual city of San Francisco is like terrible. There's rampant homelessness, people are on drugs like you've never seen before, there's theft, stealing, it's not good to live there right now.
And the people are jumping over the border and going in there. No, I'm playing. But yeah, the Latine with the E and the Latinx, I don't know what. I think this is a huge problem in America and probably the whole world right now. I'm not like a fucking like right wing or left wing. I don't give a fuck about anything politics. I don't keep up with any of it. I don't have my own views. I have nothing that like could possibly like interest me. The only thing I care about politics wise is how much it takes to fill up my car. If it takes $30, hey, that's fine. If I'm paying $50, fucking hell, that's a bit much. But I think we need to stop changing like things that are already set in this world and have been set in this world for a long ass time. We need to stop changing that because it like hurts people's feelings. I think everyone's gonna get way too soft if we start doing that. Like in that case, just call me Jorge, dude. Because like now Jorge is gender neutral. Jorge is gender neutral. Yeah, but now I'm a girl. Call me Jorge.
Now, that city needs major reform and some actual good governing, and these problems need to be solved like ASAP. But you have these clowns like Sebastian Ferrarda that are too busy concerned with the potential transphobia of speaking the Spanish language. It's like, dude, get a grip. There are real problems in this world. Second, right. I don't understand how not wanting to degender the Spanish language is transphobic, because, right, the Spanish language has always been gendered. And the whole thing with transphobia is that it's like, is supposed to be the fear or hatred, I think, of transgender people.
He's right. I'm not scared of any transgender people, and I know my fucking dad's not. So, it's stupid last week I tackled this trans girl to boy, and I got in trouble. But if they a boy now, they gotta know how to fight. That's the spirit, Vince. That's going in the video. God damn it, Vince. Yeah, but yeah, you know what? It's crazy because like, all right, I'm completely unbiased. It's not the Spanish language that's transphobic. It's the Spanish people. There, I said it. And sure, there's people that are obviously woke. Whatever Spanish speaking country you go to, whether it be Puerto Rico, Spain, Mexico, Guatemala, El Salvador, whatever the fuck, ask them what they would feel or how they would react if their son was gay, transgender, whatever the hell. They would honestly bitch you the fuck out. Why? Because if I asked my dad that, he would slap the shit out of me. It's just like, it's not the language, it's the people. Like I said, there's not everyone is, but the grand majority of them, they don't even just like dislike him. It's hatred. So, yeah.
Transgender people are people that just want to switch from male to female or female to male. They're not switching from male to nothing or female to nothing, so they don't want to be degendered, they're just switching. So wouldn't it make more sense instead of just like...
Ordinary Vince, and I quote, "They gang up on me, tickle my balls, and touch my butt, because they got weak arms." Man, that's a weird comment, dude. But you
Switching
know
the
what? I'll
entire
let that
language to
slide
be
because
gender
it's
neutral. That instead,
Friday.
if somebody wants to be referred to as Latino instead of Latina, that you can just use that form of the language. Like, it just makes so much more sense to me. But even if every single transgender person agreed in unanimity that, yeah, you know, the language isn't good enough right now, it's too gendered, we want to degender the language, you know, instead of working within the language that already exists and has existed for hundreds of years.
I can almost assure you now that it's not even the Spanish speaking people that want to change the language. It's probably someone that doesn't even speak the fucking language. That's always been the case. You know what? I'm going to tell you a story real quick. When I was in school, all right, me and my friends just get off on calling each other just like slurs, but slurs that like, that are like, how is it, directed towards our own race. We're not sitting out here calling people the N-word if like they're black. That's messed up. But like, if you're Mexican, we'll be like, "Hey, you friggin' wetback," and then he'll call me, "Hey, you cook beans for a living." I'll be like, "Oh shit, that's a good one." But it's true. I mean, I eat beans like every fucking day. What are you gonna do? Sue me? But one thing I have noticed over the past is that the majority of the people fighting for like us is not even us. It's white people or people that are not even like in our race. Dude, like, we're not oppressed. We're fine. Like, if someone says something to us, we're chilling. It's not that big a deal. But someone else that's not even part of our like society or like group and race, or like just like always has to come out and say something, and I'm like, "Oh, bro, they're just white knighting for us." And it's like, dude, back the fuck up. Whatever slur he just said to me was actually kind of funny, and in like 5 seconds, and if you weren't here, I would have said it right back. So like, get the fuck out of here.
We want to tear the entire thing down because we want to build a new version of the language that's less offensive to us. Like, you know what I would say to that? I would say, kick rocks, buddy.
Yeah,
like, do us
fuck
all
you.
a favor and pipe down. We don't want to hear what you have to say. Like, no one's doing that. That's an unreasonable request and demand, and everybody would.
And all the Mexican people are gonna do is laugh in the face of the transgender people. That's all that's gonna happen. And it's not like any country that's below Mexico is just gonna laugh in the face of any proposal that they have. It's gonna be fucking hilarious if it actually like reaches a higher like demographic and it like goes out on public.
Would agree. The linguistic debate on Latinx then serves as a useful example to understand the transphobia prevalent in our community, he writes. He concludes, the insistence on rejecting the use of Latinx is a transphobic act.
Guess
Bro,
I'm
shut
transphobic
up, okay?
then.
Go
Guess
take a
I'm
hike, buddy.
transphobic.
You made an unreasonable request and people rejected your unreasonable request. You asked, hey, can we modify this entire language, please? Can you speak differently than you do every single day of your life because
No.
3 people are offended by it? Like, no, I'm not gonna do that, and no non-Americanized Latino is gonna do that, okay? They call me gringo,
Thanks,
but
that's what
at
I'm
least I'm
saying.
not using Latinx. But yeah, you made an insane request, and now you're coping because people aren't going to meet that request. How about you put up 50 grand for me to switch my vocabulary, and then we'll talk? This means that essentially the entire Spanish-speaking world is transphobic. Multiple polls have shown in the US where you would expect such activist-created terms would gain the most footing. Just 2% of Hispanics identify as Latinx. In fact, 40% of them find the term offensive.
Thank you. That's me. I don't find it offensive. I'm just like, every time I hear it, I'm just like, ew, what the fuck? And I guess that's my only reaction. Like, if you type Jorge's Latinx in my comment section, I'm just gonna be like, oh, what the fuck? Like, that's just gonna be my reaction. So let's read the rest. Find the term offensive, which shouldn't be a surprise given that it has been pushed on them by white liberals. Abso-fucking-lutely. I don't know why they branded as Latinx, but it just fucking, like, why? With demands that they change the entire structure of the Spanish language to obscure the, I don't know what
Which
it's gonna
shouldn't
say
be a
after,
surprise
but
given that it's been pushed on them by white liberals, along with demands that they change the entire structure of the Spanish language. This is obviously true, but I would like to see the polling data they got, where 2% of respondents say they identify as Latinx. Like, I don't even, like, that's not 2% of the Spanish-speaking world, bro. That's like 0.001. And the people that are using it and may have responded like, oh yeah, I identify as Latinx, it's like not even that they believe in it, it's just a virtue signal. Ferrarda joins in making those demands. What is most striking about these debates, he argues, is that they rarely, if ever, center the voices and experience of the transgender, non-binary, and gender-fluid Latini people who do not identify with the term. Well, yeah, obviously, because we already know what they want according to you. They want to change the Spanish language to be more gender-neutral. Dude.
Which also doesn't make any fucking sense, because usually people get offended when you say, like, let's say you missed, like you fucking called someone the wrong pronouns. Let's say someone transitioned from boy to girl, and you're still calling them fucking, what's up, man? Like, stuff like that. I would understand, like, if you want me to ask for your fucking pronouns, I'm not gonna ask, just fucking tell me, and so we could avoid, like, an altercation. But the thing is like, you can't misgender this fucking microphone. Like, you can't misgender a microphone. Like, it is what it is. Like, I'm almost positive that all the words in Spanish were made, and then obviously the fucking gender system came way down the line. And yeah, but I don't understand how someone can be offended by, like, calling inanimate objects like a feminine word or a masculine word. Just a bunch of bitches to me.
Dude, I know exactly what they want, when they want it, why they want it. Like, I don't need to listen to them in a debate in order to understand their position. I understand their position. And after I comprehended their position, I subsequently moved it to the part of my brain where I store all the other retarded ideas that have been pushed forward by activists. Also, gender fluid and non-binary voices. Dude, get a grip. Do me a favor, okay? Find me 10 Latinos over the age of 30 that identify as gender fluid. And after you've wasted 5 years of your life doing that, you're gonna come back to me and I'm gonna tell you to find 10 more Latinos that are over the age of 30 that identify as non-binary. Do they not understand that this whole
I'm about to get my dad in here and see what he thinks of
stuff
this.
Is very American? This phenomenon where people think there's 70 genders, including gender fluidity and gender non-binaryism. People in most other countries do not recognize this, and in the countries that do, they kind of laugh at it. Now, you should be nice to everybody, you should treat others the way you want to be treated, treat people with respect, but I feel like the group of people that is native Spanish speakers isn't feeling very respected when you ask them to modify their entire language. Then the article writes, and don't cancel me, this is what the article is saying.
Then I'll say it for you. Trans people do in fact exist. Of course, these debates do not center the voices and experiences of transgender, non-binary, and gender-fluid people, because those people make up a negligible minority of humans. Also, because non-binary and gender-fluid are two completely fabricated categories, embraced only by people who want attention and validation as part of the transgender community. Holy fuck. Yeah, that is a fucking hard take. Holy shit.
Of course, people and quote gender fluid as native Spanish speakers on this planet. In what sense is it inclusive to exclude nearly all of them from polite society and label them as bigots because they don't want to adopt your weird artificial version of what you think their language should be changed to? And don't forget, if they do this to Spanish, they'll also have to do it to French. Yo, I'm sorry, whoever wrote this article is cooking right now. Yeah, why haven't we seen this happen to Italian or French? You know, it's a great point that's being made. And that's not me saying, oh, we haven't done this for
Mexico,
Italian, let's get it started.
Spanish
That's definitely not me saying, oh, we haven't done this for French yet, let's get it started. No, I'm not. Please do not get it started. I'm just saying that this weird push has started with the Spanish language, and, you know, I don't think it's going to get that far because it's just an unrealistic thing to actually...
You know what, just for you guys, I'll get my dad in at the end of this video and I'll ask him what he thinks of this, and you'll get his fly reaction.
Come into fruition, but it's definitely bizarre that this started with Spanish. Like, why didn't it start with Italian or French? Did I miss something? Did they try it and it just like didn't work? Like, you know, did they try it in Italian and instantly they were like, bro, shut up, like we're not doing that? Or what was the deal there? I really don't know. I don't think the Italians have more or less activists than the Latinos or the French. I don't know, but either way, thank God we're not hearing terms like Italian X or French X. You know, Latinx isn't good, but yeah, I'm just glad it's not there yet. They would have to do it for French, Italian, Portuguese, German, Arabic, which even genders its verbs, and dozens of other languages worldwide. This is arguably the single most exclusionary argument anybody could ever make, excluding perhaps 70% of humanity just for language they speak. It's, well, Latino-phobic. People like...
Yeah, maybe you're just Latino-phobic. That's what I'm getting at right now. People like Ferrata will try to make this a debate, and establishment media will be happy to facilitate their efforts. But it isn't a debate. It's just Ferrata shouting into a void where no one
Ferrata will try to make this a debate, and establishment media will be
I don't know
happy
what
to facilitate
Ferrata
their
is,
efforts, but it isn't a debate.
I don't know if
it's
it's
just
a person
Ferrata
or like
shouting
a
into a
movement
void
or
where no one
something.
is listening. So yeah, again, the article is spitting, and this feels interesting because I do have a dog in this race. Spanish is my second language. I want my kid to learn Spanish at some point. At some point in my own life, I'd like to become fully fluent in the language, so seeing this sort of insanity does bother me. You know, maybe it shouldn't, but at the same time, like, it kind of just does. It doesn't really bother me that it's an insane request, and it doesn't really even bother me that some people are buying into it. What bothers me most is that the activists and the people that are buying into it really think that what they're doing is virtuous. You know, it's so funny because I'm recording this video right after all of this Mr. Beast drama where he's getting, you know, hot water because
Mr.
he
Beast
gave away 20,000 pairs of shoes to African children. He did something objectively good and objectively virtuous, and people were questioning, well, why did he did it? Like, what are his motives? But we also have people that are doing this stuff and think this is objectively virtuous. Like, dude, what? It feels so backwards, too, and I'm not saying everybody has to be Mr. Beast in order to be virtuous, but trying to change the entire Spanish language does not make you a good guy. Like, you're not that guy, pal. Like, you want to do some good in the world, Ferrata? How about you start by cleaning up your city, bro? We can get to the gender-neutral Spanish stuff in a minute, but how about you clean up your streets and get homeless people off your streets first, bro?
They're trying to change so much, it's
with that all
unreal.
being said, I hope you guys ended up enjoying this video. If you
There's
have,
no
please
shot.
be sure to leave a like and subscribe and comment down
There's
rain if
no
you made it to the end of
shot.
the video. Follow my...
Should I get my dad in here? See what he thinks of it? Alright, hold on. Actually, I'm gonna take that back because he's probably gonna say something that's gonna get me canceled. And he's watching a movie. He's not gonna get up. He's not gonna get up. Alright, boys, and with all that being said, apparently I am now transphobic and the Spanish language has to change. But before we change the Spanish language, we gotta change 7 other languages, all because it hurt some blue-haired girl's feelings. So yeah, Spanish is transphobic. I guess now I am too because I'm Mexican. Well, that being said, boys, leave a like, drop a sub, comment for the algorithm, and I am out. Mia, shut up. I am out. Peace out.